Meeting will come to order, and we stand for the invocation and the pledge of allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come today, Lord, I just want to thank you for being in this afternoon. Lord, I want you to open our hearts and our minds and help us make a good decision on this meeting. As I pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pray the allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Councilman Robert Gainsby,
Present.
Vice Mayor Nicole Williams,
Present.
Councilwoman Cheryl McCall,
Present.
Councilwoman Shirley Aldred,
Present.
and Mayor Brown is here. Okay, additional deletion and amend the minutes, the agenda. Do we have anything to add or delete?
No.
Okay. The next one on is the agenda, citizens from the floor. And the citizens who want to speak at this time, you can.
Annette Hutchinson. I live at 10351 Deer Run, and I'm just here to let you know that I've turned in the Land Development Regulation Amendment application for the 2 properties that we own, and I'm hoping that you got it. I'm sorry I missed the new councilwoman with copies of that letter, but I wanted to make sure that you got that application. I sent it after 4 o'clock today to Sanithia, so you may not have, and if you didn't, I've got a copy for you. And just want to know what the next step is.
Okay, you want to zone, you want to put a mobile home on your property, right?
Yes.
Okay, I tried speaking with Tracy Woodard, because I know she was reckon to own that, but I think, I haven't received any calls from Tracy.
And
I've
who
been
is that?
following.
Tracy Woodard? I don't know who
She's
that
been
is.
sick.
She been sick?
She's in the hospital.
Oh,
Can I address this?
yeah.
So I have a folder at home with the information that you gave us and the information that's been batted around with Clay, our consultant. My intention is to meet with the new town manager Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to give him that along with a few other zoning issues that we have. So I'll include, if I get a copy of it, your application. The process for rezoning looks something like this. We need to put in the newspaper 7 days before the town meeting a notification that this request has been submitted.
Okay.
And it'll be, so we can't just do it like normally. At the meeting, it'd be a first reading. Citizens can come and talk, tell us their opinions about the rezoning. And then at a subsequent meeting, we have to do the same thing. It has to be posted in the newspaper, and then come in, citizens give their opinions again, and then the council would vote on the
And
amendment.
whose responsibility for placing that in the newspaper?
The town.
The town.
Okay.
And I'll be talking to Lee about that.
Okay,
Because we
so-
have a bunch of these piled up already.
So how long am I looking at? Because every month that goes by, the house that we want to put there goes up about 10 grand.
So looking at time-wise, the deadline to provide the public notice to Riverbend News is like Friday by 5 p.m. to go into the newspaper by Wednesday. Our goal should hopefully be to move these as fast as practically possible, including scheduling any special meetings, since we know that citizens have been waiting for this. You know, so, and the 2 meetings have to be at least 10 days apart.
Okay.
So how that all works out, I can't say for sure, but given how long people have been waiting to get this resolved, hopefully we can move it as fast as possible.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Do you want the cut?
Yes, go ahead. Sue.
Thank you.
Thank you. And this is a copy for me?
Yes, that's
Oh,
right.
all right.
Okay, anybody else?
Two of them.
Yeah. Two properties?
Yeah, they're two different.
Well, it's actually two different properties.
Gotcha.
So it's the one we own that we live in and the
Mhm.
adjacent lot that we want to put the home on.
Got it.
Anybody else? Okay, let's go to our agenda. New item, new business. Robert's Rules of Orders, concerning,
The first one is waiver of street closure.
Change the order.
okay. Okay, waiver of the street closure for, at the hardware store for a memorial service on June the 28th, 2025.
This is for a gentleman who passed away. He's a member of the car club that attends most of the events at the hardware store. And they wanted to have a memorial, and they're hoping to waive the street fee for this. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, that's it.
This is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is, and I always miss the car shows. I love going to old-fashioned car shows.
What is the fee that's being waived?
Yeah, how much is it?
The street closure is $30 a street, so it would be $60.
Oh, $60. Okay. That's no problem. Okay. Anybody wanna discuss any of that, or are we ready to go into a, vote on that?
Well, I think it should probably be stated just how much the hardware store does for us as a community. They run car shows that bring people into this town. They're practically our public square. They post their agendas for us. Everybody walks in there. They get flyers, they get news, they get all the gossip if they're looking for it. They run our weekly street fairs. They help out on a lot of stuff. I mean, I saw you putting signs up for the Historic Society. So I think we should all take that into consideration when discussing this.
And they support other small businesses.
And they're one of the best places to get honey around here too. I don't know if that's-
Get what?
To get honey.
Okay.
I like their names.
That was just a joke.
Okay, I know that, Don been in our corner for a long time with White Springs. He's been working hard with our community. And, I can't say no to that, because every time you turn around, there's always an event down there at the hardware store. So, council members, how y'all feel?
Should we just go ahead and make a motion?
If y'all do discussion,
I move to waive the street closure fee for the memorial service at the hardware store on June 28th.
I second.
okay, it was a motion and second that we waive the fee for the, June 28th memorial service. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Motion carried.
So just, that's gonna come from the special event budget?
This is not going into anything.
Mm-mm.
Oh, because he's not paying. Okay.
No, he's not paying. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is welcoming reception for Elmon
Elman Lee Gardner.
Lee Garden.
With the new town manager coming in, Mr. Gardner, I felt that we should probably have him a welcome reception so he can meet the local people, meet the council officially, as well as other representatives from the county, the sheriff, the people from Sheriff Department, EMS, different law, just different county officials, as well as the citizens, so they can have a chance to meet him, get to know him, before he really digs in and gets to business.
Do you have a date picked out?
Next Wednesday at 7.
Is he gonna be here?
Yeah, he'll be here, Friday. He and his wife will be in town Friday. He starts work Monday morning at 8.
Where?
I have been waiting on Andrea to call me back from Stephen Foster. She has not called me yet. Tomorrow we'll be able to post the location if the council votes for this to happen. We'll have the location tomorrow because Cheryl also was gonna check with her church to see if we can use their facilities as a backup.
So the 25th of this month? The 25th?
Yeah, Wednesday the 25th. Is there gonna be refreshments, drinks?
This is Tuesday.
Yeah. It's a
Okay, hold on.
Methodist church right on 41.
Beverly just gave me a thing that will be at the Swanee Hardware Store on Tuesday, June the 24th at 5:30. So I don't know if you want it to be an outside affair or
It's for
it's a mixer for the chamber.
the chamber, so that would have everybody there, or pretty much everybody there.
Is there room?
Sure.
That sounds like a bang-up idea.
It would be whatever the pleasure of the council would be. But she just brought that to my attention and I didn't know about the chamber mixer.
That sounds wonderful. Dawn, do you have any more information on that?
This is at 5:30, and we were gonna have, finger foods and drinks and such there. But if we're gonna, get more people coming in, we'll just need to, probably get some more stuff done.
We have food coming for 30.
So we need to add another.
But that's something we have to vote on once you vote on it. And you could allocate, I guess, a certain amount that we can spend. Or we get what we need to get and that they come out of the special events budget. Because we can let Sunitha, ask Sunitha if she can order the things that we want.
We should coordinate with,
And we can coordinate with the hardware store and let it come out of special events budget because we have the funding and special events.
How much you, what are you looking for to have at this event for him? Like,
Finger sandwiches, he said that he loves double eggs, so that would definitely be one thing that we would order. A cake, drinks, finger foods, just something for a light menu for the reception.
We have somebody catering, if we can just add to that, we'll make it easier probably.
Okay.
Can we just let the citizens take care of what it costs and they don't worry about it?
Sure.
I'm working.
Twisting my arm, sure.
No problem. I thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you.
we let you get with Dawn and Ann?
Yeah, I'll work out with that.
Okay.
You just upgraded to an open bar right here.
So the 24th of June,
24th.
24th,
the
Tuesday,
24th.
right? The 24th.
That's on the, yeah, the 24th of June is on Tuesday, so we're gonna combine in with the hardware store. We're doing a welcome presentation for Mr. Lee Garland.
And do you have any other requests for the hardware store needs, since we're adding people?
For this event?
Yes, sir.
No, not at this, no.
And that's it for that.
We could just maybe, make a motion that you're joining the chamber event, to hold a welcome reception.
Do we need to check with the chamber?
Hmm?
Do we need to check with the chamber or just on?
I don't know, do we need to check with the chamber?
No.
He says no.
I'll let them know.
Thank you.
So I move that we join the chamber on the 24th at 5:30 at Dawn's Hardware Store for the welcome reception for Elman Garner.
And
I second the motion.
Okay, here's a motion and second that we join in with the Chambers of Commerce to welcome Mr. Lee Gardner on June the 24th at 5:30. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, ayes have it. Motion carried. Everything straight. Okay, the next one on the agenda is the planning workshop to establish goals, dues, dates, schedules, etc.
So that was my item. I got agenda. So I'm going to have right for first speaking. So I'm sure you've all noticed that there's been a bit of disorganization going on, that we're not exactly on the same page for everything, that we're having issues communicating that well with you and with each other. I know that we've had some discussion about improper meetings and movements in meetings. So this is, can somebody hand these out for me? So I wanted to say that is really just a symptom. And it's a symptom of a bigger problem. And that bigger problem is, as we know, everything in our town, based on our charter, is designed to go through two people. It's designed to go through the town manager, and it's designed to go through the town clerk, which we've not had for 2 months. They take care of everything from organizing our meetings, doing the agendas, publishing online, making sure that we get our packets and our emails, printing the packets, giving them to us. They're supposed to be the central point at which we communicate to maintain, the sunshine laws. And right now, they don't exist. We finally managed to hire on a town manager. Now that we have a town manager, I think it's time that we as a council get together. So I spent a tremendous amount of time over the last few months transitioning this. But that is really only half of what our first step is. Our first step should be stabilization. That means getting the new town manager, that means getting the town clerk. But that also means us, and us doing workshops, getting together. We really have to stop these 3-hour mega meetings. I think one of the ways we're going to do that is if we just do weekly meetings. So those weekly meetings can be a cadence of an enablement meeting, followed by our main meeting, followed by an enablement meeting, followed by a prep for our scheduled meeting. So I created a 6-month plan for us. This is actually really a full year plan, but we can just do half of it for now. I would like us to start off the first step on our 6-month plan to be the creation of a vision alignment workshop for June 23rd. And in this workshop, we're going to get together. I've been researching for about the last 3 months. This started before even the elections ended. And I would like to give some presentations on our orientation and ethics training that's coming up for that. I would like to give a presentation on our town finances. both, where our revenue's coming from and to give us a comparative of how our town stacks up to other towns around our size. I would like to go over all of our zoning documents and the many issues that they create for us. And I would like to use that as an opportunity to unveil my process evaluation initiative that I've been working on. So I put together a sample agenda where you can see kind of how I want one of these to go. And at the end, it's a team building exercise. I'd like us to get together and remember why we all ran. It wasn't to be angry at each other. It wasn't to be always at each other's throats. And so I put together a list of 4 questions. Why did you want to become a town council member? What are your 3 most important goals? What are the 3 biggest challenges facing White Springs? And what do you need to do? What do you need now that you don't have to be successful? And we can open up those channels of communication that are closed right now. They'll be in public. And we can take that information and move on to July 2nd for a stabilization planning workshop, where we can put together a plan to fix the issues we have right now. Yes?
Clarification, these 4 questions, when are they going to be asked?
So they would be at the end. I gave them now so everybody can have time to prepare. So after,
At the end of the 26th.
yes, at the end of the 26th meeting. And I also think this would be a great way to introduce ourselves to the new town manager.
Is this Thursday the 26th or Tuesday the 24th?
No, this is Thursday the 26th. Because the 23rd I have my, the audit committee where they're presenting the document. And I need some time to put some final touches on stuff, so the 26th seemed good.
So is the 26th gonna be a special meeting or?
No, it's a workshop,
A workshop?
just me dumping information on everybody.
And after this workshop, we're going to be doing number 2, planning the what happens at the workshop on the 2nd?
So the workshop on the 2nd is going to be us getting together to talk about training, maybe to set an agenda for what we want to do on those enablement sessions, like get somebody in to do sunshine or to do parliamentary procedure or whatever. I have as one of my things, I did start researching different kinds of training opportunities that are out there. So I'll give everybody tonight a packet on that. I think we need to start holding each other accountable too, to be honest. You come into one of these and it says, okay, who finished their training? And if somebody says, no, I didn't do my training, well, yeah, a little social pressure. But that's what I've been working on.
That's amazing.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Robert?
1 minute, let me look at this a little more.
Is the training online, or is it something somebody's gonna be training, coming in and training?
At this point, it's all fantasy land stuff. But as far as the ethics, and for instance, to use an example, the League of Cities on the 16th has a free 4-hour ethics webinar that covers our mandatory ethics training. So that, it's actually at 10 a.m., goes 2 hours, or goes to 3:30. We probably have to take that all individually. But that's the sort of thing that we need to start doing. And I'll be able to get more information on the different kinds of training by then. Because some of it might just be, here's a topic, let's research it, and let's have a frank 20-minute conversation about where we are, as opposed to anything resembling a full, formal, class.
Question?
Yes, wait, go ahead.
So, the way I understand it, you're gonna do these presentations, and you're doing an introduction, or is that just something?
So I wanted our new councilwoman to introduce herself. I realized it could kind of just be the same as everybody else's, so we could just merge that together, right? Unless you want to give us a PowerPoint about yourself.
I'm sorry.
I said, unless you want to give us a PowerPoint about yourself.
You want me to do that today?
No, it would be the 26th for those questions.
Okay.
So I'll just merge those two.
Okay.
It's a draft agenda. There's no reason to call her out.
Another question, if we have any other emergency things come in,
It'll be a workshop, so we can't,
not gonna be voted on at this meeting?
nothing will be
Okay,
voted
good.
on at this
Thank
point.
you.
It's just gonna be information, a lot of information. But I'll try to keep it to under an hour and a half, so that we can all go home at a decent hour.
Keep it to a minimum.
Yeah.
Any more questions? Citizens, do you have any questions? Okay. You finished?
Yeah, I'm done.
I like the accountability part. I like that part, accountability.
It's time, this chaos isn't working, and we gotta rein it in a bit, yeah.
Okay. Y'all have any questions for her? Okay. Thank you for it. It's great. Looking forward to doing it. Okay, the next, item on the agenda is, Robert Rules of Order regarding the 6/12/2025 meeting.
I'm gonna pass out, one, I have Robert has the large Roberts book. I did not order those books for you. I ordered the Robert's Rules of Order in brief, which is a much smaller book. But here is also a quick summary of some of the topics covered, including the page numbers. The books are in my car. I'll give them to you before you leave today. So that you have these. It's, according to our charter, we are required to follow Robert's Rules of Order. And any deviation from Robert's Rules of Order is also a violation of our charter. And so we want to make sure that at all times we are following these rules. There's sometimes Robert's rules can be more complicated than it needs to be. But the basics of it all involve having the chair recognize individuals before they speak, everyone give each other the opportunity to speak without talking over each other, giving everyone a chance to speak first before you maybe go back to a second round, and just making sure everything is orderly in how it's done, that motions are made and seconded and debated and voted on properly, and that meetings are conducted as they should be based on the charter. So this is just a quick guide that you can look at, and the books are in my cart are a lot smaller than that big book there. So that'll be easier for you to get through. And then I have a letter that was sent to me to print out, and this is from Councilwoman Vice Mayor Williams. So passing these out, and here's some copies here, and I'll let her address that portion.
Okay, I'll read it out so everyone will know what it says. This is in reference to, well, there are things that have been going on anyway, that we've been letting slide. But then Tuesday, June the 12th, at that meeting, I was very disappointed in the mayor and her attitude. and her lack of respect for fellow council members and our opinions. So my letter reads as follows. Excuse me with my voice. To the White Springs Town Council. Dear Mayor Brown, I'm writing to express my profound disappointment and serious concerns regarding your conduct during the interim town manager interviews held on June the 12th, 2025, and other recent actions. Your behavior during the interviews demonstrated a blatant display of unprofessionalism, a lack of self-control, and a clear disregard for established policies and procedures, including Robert's Rules of Order. This behavior also showed a concerning lack of consideration for the opinions and wishes of fellow council members and a failure to adhere to the advice of legal counsel. Furthermore, it has become apparent that you have unilaterally undertaken various projects and tasks without the prior approval or knowledge of the town council. While the initiative to engage Whitfield Production Company for official videography may have its merits, it was executed without the necessary council authorization, circumventing proper channels. I have consistently emphasized the critical importance of adhering to the town charter in our operations. Despite these constant reminders, you have openly stated in public forum that you're not citing the charter, implying a dismissal of its foundational authority. This stance is particularly troubling given the recent instances where you have overstepped the council's mandate, which explicitly prohibits interference with the day-to-day operations of the town. For example, your decision to call a staff meeting and subsequently threaten employees with termination represents a direct violation of this principle and creates an unsettling and potentially hostile work environment for town staff. More recently, your unauthorized opening of town mail not addressed to you, especially mail pertaining to official state and federal business, is deeply concerning and potentially illegal. Such actions compromise official communications and demonstrate a clear breach of protocol and trust. These repeated actions constitute consistent violations of the town charter and established governance practices. It is imperative that the mayor as well as the council operate within the defined scope of authority and in full compliance with the laws and procedures governing our town. I urge you to reflect on these actions and to recommit to upholding the standards of professionalism, respect for established procedures, and collaborative governance that are essential for the effective and lawful operation of the White Springs Town Council. Call for resignation. As the Vice Mayor and a member of White Springs Town Council and a citizen of this beautiful town, it is my duty to protect the town, its citizens, and its interests. White Springs has suffered significantly lately, and we are diligently working to repair our tarnished reputation and rebuild positive community relationships. We are a council of 5, not 1. No single person makes decisions for the council. We all have a voice and an opinion. Our collective voice represents the people of White Springs. Our actions directly reflect upon the council and the citizens we serve. Because of your persistent actions and disregard for proper governance, I am regretfully yet respectfully asking you to relinquish your position as town mayor. This is, in my opinion, would be the best interest of the town and the council, allowing us to move forward with integrity and cohesion. Respectfully submitted, Nicole B. Williams, Vice Mayor. This is not asking you to step off the council. We value you as a council member, but your actions that you have been displaying as the mayor has not been in our best interest. And that is the reason for this letter. When you stormed out of here Tuesday, as soon as the meeting was over, we had several citizens come up before we left and complained about your actions. This wasn't the first time you act like that. We have been allowing you and not allowing you, but we have not been like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. When we try to tell you, it's like it goes in one ear and not another. We're already getting scrutinized by the entire state and the public. This can't go on anymore. I value you, I respect you, but I don't feel that you should remain as our town mayor. And I think that you should relinquish that title and let the council vote on someone else to take it over.
Now, with that said, I only been here for 2 months. And we really have not did anything that would make me feel like I'm not in the best interest of this town. Now, let's go back to Thursday. Number one, we was not prepared. I've never been in a interview where my questions wasn't ready. The people that we were gonna interview, my package wasn't ready. And we also had a council member absent. You're supposed to have all 5 of us here to interview the people. And I didn't feel that was right. It wasn't right to our new council member. And with our package being the way it was, I didn't feel comfortable. And we didn't even go over the questions of what we were supposed to ask the candidates, which we, in the interviews that I have done as council members, that's what we did in the past. We went over the questions of what we're gonna ask the candidates. We wasn't prepared for that.
We were prepared. We went through 11, Tuesday night, we went through 11 application resumes, no, 10, because one withdrew. We went through those. It took us over 4 hours for that meeting. We diligently went through every last one. Every council person had the same packet. We had these packets 2 weeks ahead of time. Now, whether you got online and read yours or not, that's not our business. We read ours. She received hers the same day that we picked the interviews, because that's the day that she got on. She had enough time to skim through, read. We all went through every last one of them together, not individually, as a group, and chose these people. Now, how you say your package wasn't together, I don't know, but you're the only one who states that. The question was not available to us until the day of. Had you not stormed out like a child, you would have been here to know that we went through every question, picked the questions off of the attorney and Florida League of Cities that we wanted to ask. Every interviewee was asked the exact same question, questions that we chose out of the list that they gave us. You had an opportunity to submit your own questions. Everyone did except for Shirley, because she wasn't on the council when that situation presented itself. Robert was the only council member to submit questions to Leslie. And they were great questions, things that I didn't even think about, but he saw the foresight to ask these questions. You had the opportunity to do that. Did you do that? No, because you would not have any interactions with the attorney.
No,
You have,
because I
I'm
don't have
still
a
talking, Mayor.
contract with the attorney.
Mayor, I'm still talking.
Okay,
I have
go
not
ahead.
finished. I didn't interrupt you,
Go
so please
ahead.
don't interrupt me.
Go ahead.
Now, as far as Ms. Aldridge, she did not realize that she had to be in court that Thursday. She called me. I relayed the message to everyone here that she understood and she wanted us to go ahead with the meeting. Am I correct, Ms. Aldridge? Okay, thank you. We brought it up to Mr. Mark Ryan, who was over the Florida League of Cities. He said it was okay and told us if she did come in, she could sit in, but she couldn't vote. Now, for you to sit here as a previous council member and lie and say that you have never done an interview without all 5 people, that's a tale. When you were on the council, Stacy Tebow got hired, Bobby Joe left out of the interview when it was time for a local, Frederick Robinson. He left for the hour Frederick Robinson's interview, came back directly after. So how can you say you've never had an interview process without all 5 when he left and you were on the council at that time?
We had already
No, ma'am.
excused him before we started the interviews.
So what's the difference?
He already told us. Okay? He already told us that he had to leave.
Are
He
you
had
not-
some business to take care of. So we said, okay, that's fine. We did so many interviews with that 5 of us until he had to go to tend to his business. Then he came back. And all 5 of us were still there.
which was an unfair practice because that gave the one person whose interview he left an unfair advantage because he was not able to collect the same amount of points as the other. She didn't come for any of them. She understood what is the difference in him leaving for one than her not being here for any. The votes were the same. Had you stayed here, things could have been different because who knows what points you would have given. You did not even try to sit here and stay. Instead, you stormed out like a mad little child.
Well,
the way that you displayed was very unprofessional. Very so. And it's not just me. People, citizens that have watched that meeting have called. People stopped me in the store. And I know I can't be the only one that's getting these phone calls and complaints about you and your behavior. So I feel everything I've written in here is the truth. These are all things that you have done. There's nothing here that's not the truth. There's nothing here personally attacking you. The only thing I'm saying is I feel that we will move forward better if you respectfully step down as the mayor, stay on the council, because that's not the drama we want, but you are overstepping in so many ways as the mayor, and you're going to bring lawsuits for us because of the actions you have done. Even just last week, there was a piece of mail, I'm not going to go into details about it until I speak with an attorney, because I haven't spoken to her about it yet. But you opened something that you shouldn't have opened last week. When I walked into town hall, I saw these things, packages there, and I asked, what was those? They said, oh, these are such and such. Okay, why is this open then? Oh, the mayor opened that. The mayor shouldn't have opened that.
I don't know what you're talking about, because I ain't opened no mail.
You did.
What was it?
I'm not gonna go in that.
No,
because
go
that was
ahead.
set up.
I mean, it's public knowledge, go ahead. What was it?
I can't disclose it. You can, if you remember what you do, then you should know what it is, because if I disclose exactly what it was that you opened,
Okay. I don't know what that is though, but anyway.
well, you can check in town hall and see what you opened last week if you can't remember.
Okay.
But I also discussed my letter before I presented it to anybody, so therefore I didn't email it to anybody, so anybody would know anything ahead of time. I sent it to the attorney, and I also gave it to our new town manager. He said that he agrees with my letter and that we should go ahead and move forward like that. He doesn't see anything wrong with my request. So it's not like I'm just overstepping. The only person I did not ask was the council, which is now is the time for that. If you do not step down, then I will call for a vote.
I'm not stepping down.
Okay. Ma'am?
Can I address something?
Yes.
Council members had emails about every application that came in as they came in. There was a link to the same packet for every council member. A link that stayed active. If there was any change or any addition, I updated it. I sent you an email and I let you know it was there. I printed out a packet for Tuesday, just so people would have something in front of them in case they wanted to reference it. Now, from what I understand, you were saying that your package wasn't correct. Now, all the packages were printed by Office Depot the same. The thing is, they're double-sided copies. So when you were saying that you don't have the resume, that's because you were holding the paper like this instead of like this. Yes, this is somebody else's resume, because then the next starts and then you go to here. But if you're mixed up the papers, then it might look like you have the wrong resume on the back of Connie, when this is just the end of Adams going into Connie. And we could have certainly addressed that, and if we had a chance to understand what the confusion was. But we didn't get a chance to understand what you were alleging or what your concern was, because you didn't take the time to explain it. And I'll be honest, that's the thing that has bothered me the most, is I don't like it if I can't help and I don't understand. But if you had stayed and explained it to us, then I could have explained to you the order of the papers. I could have given you a different copy. I could have done anything to try to help you feel more comfortable about it. When you adjourn the meeting, you can't just adjourn the meeting. An adjournment is a body, a thing that the body does. There's a motion, there's a second, there's a vote. So when the meeting was called to order and instantly adjourned, that wasn't proper parliamentary procedure, which is why we had to go right back into session and we went over the questions. They went over them. They did a great job of picking out what they wanted to pick. They picked out the order that they wanted to ask them in. And as Robert asked them, for the first person, I made sure I wrote down exactly what he asked in which order. 2 additional questions were asked. I made sure I wrote those in so that every single person was asked those exact same questions. And he read that paper off for each and every one of them.
So now I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Connie Bree Sheen, I didn't see her resume in the package.
Online, the website, the packet that I brought on Tuesday.
Right, it wasn't in there.
On none of those?
Nope,
Are you saying none of those? None of those sources?
nope, didn't see it. The only thing I got from her was a printout of her job descriptions, and that was it.
That's her resume. That's her resume. This, that's her resume.
No, I didn't get that.
This is a letter.
I didn't get that.
You can push the link right now, and I promise you it'll take you right there. They all have the same.
But what I'm
You didn't
saying-
get anything separate from them. Everyone had the exact same thing. It's on the town website. It was in the packet that Office Depot printed for everybody. No, you were not handed a packet that was different than anybody else. And when the discussion came up for Connie, you participated in the discussion. You were
Because I was
okay,
asking questions.
but you voted also, it was a unanimous vote about who to interview.
Right, but that's the only thing I saw, it was kind of, I wish I had my paperwork with me, but I left it to the house. The only thing that I saw of Connie was her experience. But then, when you gave us the package, I was just looking a little bit more. I didn't see all her resume and none of that in my package. Now, when we discussed it Tuesday night, that's all the thing I had.
We had
But
even
when
extra.
you brought us the package, I didn't see her resume in there.
The package that I brought was just to help in case, because things were digitally provided, in case someone wanted to actually look at it. But the score sheets and all that information was given Saturday morning. Everything was sent Saturday morning. The resume was always there for Connie. We had to, Sanithia, we had to go into her email because she couldn't forward Connie's email to print the letter. But as soon as I got that, I updated the link and I emailed everybody and said it was submitted on time because I had the timestamp and it was put in. I had to have it printed off, scanned, and emailed to me, and then I put it in for everybody.
Well, I'm just letting you know, it was not in the best of my interest to do that interview because it was too quick. We could at least wait until a week. I'm used to having everything prepared. And you talking about you got telephone calls? I got telephone calls about how long it took you all to get the questions together and how you all supposed to score.
But yet and still. you
And
still
everybody
was too fast.
said, congratulations, we're glad you did that because we see that you all was not ready, prepared for this interview. Ask the citizens.
We have taken consensus from the citizens, which what prompted this letter.
And I wanted to clarify, I don't have a contract with you. I don't have a contract with any individual person. I have a contract with the town. The town. The town council voted for me to be the town attorney. The town council executed a contract with me. The town council voted for me to accept the rescission of my resignation. I'm the town attorney. Anybody who's ever asked me for any documentation, my contract, my time, anything, I've always sent it. And I will gladly send it to you if that will allow you to see that I do have a contract with the town to be the town attorney.
But, okay, that would be nice, but we have to look at it this way. We are a new council member. We didn't accept your old contract. This is, we need a new contract.
I'll let the council
Go ahead,
decide.
Robert, I'll go after you.
So I just wanted to say, I think that asking her to resign or asking her to step down as mayor is an extreme first step for disciplinary action. I do generally agree that there's been issues. I think a lot of these issues stem from what I was talking about with my 6-month plan. The fact that our entire town operations are designed to go around 2 people who don't exist right now. We are getting one of those people starting Monday. Some of these problems are just gonna take care of themselves. I think that we would be better off, better suited, putting in this more aggressive plan for training. One of the things I did was look up some virtual training that we can do. We have, here, can I just pass these out? I only printed enough for everybody up here. There is also free things that we can do, but there's professional training that you can take online for both parliamentary procedure and this specific provider, Robert's Rules Made Simple. They have it for chairing a meeting, and what you can and cannot do for chairing. It's a little pricey, but that's something the town's gonna have to consider. There's also pretty cheap examples. This Udemy.com place has, for $65, just a general Robert's Rules conducting meetings training. And I found some free resources. So there's Perfect Rules Inc. is actually the guy who runs this Udemy training. He has a YouTube channel that has probably 50 videos on it of him talking about parliamentary procedure, including a numbered path where you can, start with basic stuff and he'll go through higher levels. So I mean, I feel like just it would be in this town's interest to not resort to removing her from her position as a first step, but to give her this training. Make her take it, make her prove that she took it, and then if she refuses to take it, or for whatever reason, if we see any more issues come up, then we can talk about some kind of disciplinary action.
So what would what would be disciplinary actions in your, what do you consider disciplinary? Because some of the things that she has done recently has us open for liability and lawsuits. And I mean something really deep and serious that has just happened, that because it can open up a lawsuit, I'm not at liberty to mention at this moment. It is something that the attorney is gonna have to handle. But, and another thing, at this meeting, at the interview, Mayor Brown also had, first of all, this is not her first rodeo, remember this. Okay, she's been a council member for 13 years previously. So she should know, it's not like you, this is your first time, this is not her first time. She's had to take this ethics class at least 13 times because you have to do it every year. Every year, you have to take the ethics, okay? She knows what she's supposed to do. If it was an issue with that packet on Tuesday, it should have been mentioned Tuesday. On Thursday, before the interview process started, Mayor Brown was passing out propaganda against one of the candidates, Connie Burkeen. Now, why she has this thing for Connie, I don't understand it, don't know, but she has to also realize that Connie could sue us because she's passing out something from a blog, not news, an opinion that she's passing out in a formal setting, in an official setting, as the mayor of this town. You cannot do that. She's done this, she's been here 13 years previously. So it's not like this is somebody new, something new. So even if we do not vote to make her a regular council member instead of the mayor, something has to be done. We have a potential lawsuit coming up from actions she just took in the past 7 days. 2 actions actually in a 7-day period that can have us liable for lawsuits. So what are your suggestions? And it has to be something besides, oh, let us take this class. She's taken this class 13 times.
Okay, well, this meeting was agended as Robert's rules. This was not agended as go look up everything wrong she's done, because I have not had time to look into any of these things she's being accused of. Some of it is hearsay at this point. Show me a video of her doing something in town hall she shouldn't have done, and okay. But we don't have the information to take any kind of disciplinary action on her right now. That would need to be something that we would have to take a serious look at and document and go through a process for. We came here to address issues that we've been having with running meetings, which is exactly what I came to talk about.
Okay.
I do agree with you that there's been issues. You know why? Because we don't have the people in place to jump on the grenades as they come rolling in through the front door. She's been jumping on grenades, okay? Maybe she did some of it wrong. I've done stuff wrong too. We've all done stuff wrong. We're learning. We're trying to fix it. Let's try to fix it, and then if we can't fix it, then deal with the problem. So I move to table this request. Well, you haven't even put in a request. So,
I did. That was in the letter.
well, for her to resign, but that's not a motion or anything.
Okay, no, I haven't made a motion, so no.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is there a way to prevent things happening in town hall before Mr. Garner gets here? So more of the mistakes aren't made, since Nikki knows of some that are very serious. Is there a way to make sure that everything stops until he gets here?
Well, we shouldn't be doing anything at all anymore.
Yeah, we should not be running any town business. That's not our jobs. We're the strategy people.
Which, if you remember, I've constantly stated in meetings that we have to work within the charter. She has constantly stated in these same meetings that we don't have to because we gotta do this, we gotta do that, and make excuses. It's not like this is a witch hunt. These are serious, yeah, the accusations are serious, but this is something that can go back to the videos, whether they're mixed videos or Whitfield production videos, and everything I've stated can be found to be said and true. Misinformation, she said her packets weren't done. We all had the same packets. Was Connie's resume in your packet?
Yeah.
Was hers in yours?
I have 2 sheets on Connie, which is right.
Was she in yours? And she was in mine. So I'm not understanding. See, there is a difference in saying, well, I didn't see it, but when you blatantly sit there and lie to the citizens and to this council about little minute things. We said that when we were running, it was going to be transparency, accountability, responsibility. We can table this, but this is something that's still gonna have to come up, because when I spoke with Mr. Garner, he was like, he was already thinking along those lines, because he's been watching all of these meetings and the things that have been going on and the attitudes, and that is something that we can wait on him. How about that?
If we don't do what we're supposed to do on a daily basis of operating the town, we're gonna be further behind.
We're
We
not,
have grants out there that I am trying to get passed through.
there you go again. You have.
Okay, They have been calling me, when I first got in this chair as mayor, I have consultants calling me, asking me, and trying to tell me. We even brought them here to a workshop, and they explained to us, if nobody don't take action and try to sign for these grants and get them going, we are going to be behind.
We voted for you to do that.
Okay then, so
But
that's
all
what
of
I
these other
did.
things you are doing, we did not vote for you to do that.
What other things,
We-
Nicole?
Okay, when did you call it, I'm gonna make it quick, Robert. When you called for the staff meeting, that was not your job to do that. No, it was not your job.
Yes, it was.
You have yet, everyone on this council discloses and asked permission to do whatever it is that they felt that needed to be done. You've done things, signed things, that the only reason I know about it is when we get them in the emails. You have meetings with people we know nothing about. I told you explicitly when the Auditor General came in and met with me in that meeting, that I had permission to meet. I told you, he said then, we are not allowed to handle any day-to-day operations. We shouldn't be doing anything unless it was an immediate deadline. You were doing things that are not immediate deadlines.
Now,
You are taking things and you're doing what Tanya wants to do.
no,
But I
because
move to bring the question, because we are just retreading things
Okay.
over and over and over again.
All right,
Mr. Rowe, thank you.
we need to make a motion then. I'll make the motion. I move that we ask that we have Mayor Brown to step down as mayor and find another mayor. Wait a minute, no, we said we were gonna wait on that. So what is the motion? What are the questions for? We're not gonna make the motion to have her to step down.
Table it, right?
Can
Well,
we
there's
put a
no action
limitation
item
on
in
what
the
she
agenda,
can
So
do?
we just end the meeting.
Because in all actuality, the only thing the mayor's job is for the town of White Springs is to sign approved papers from the council, only when we approve them, and to be the face of the community for ceremonial purposes. And another thing, you were supposed
Okay,
to
we're
sign a
back into-
contract that we voted on for you to sign, and you did not.
We moved to the question and you're
We
debating.
didn't make a motion yet.
There's,
We're
Sure.
still in discussion. So
point of,
he's talking,
I was the one talking first, and he started.
he's
Oh, my
trying
bad.
to
Okay.
explain to you about the motion you just asked him. You asked
ahead,
him
Robert.
about the motion.
so when you move to the question, you're supposed to bring whatever's on the table to the vote. So, but we're just having debates with no point and no motion right now, so cause a motion or let's just end the debate.
What is the pleasure of the rest of the council?
Could we end the debate, please?
End the debate.
End the debate.
In the debate.
Yeah, we'll table this and end this for now.
Do I make a motion to adjourn the meeting? I'd like to make a, yes, ma'am?
I'd like to make a statement. My name is Adrian Saxey. I live at 16560 Jewett Street. And I was really disappointed that the mayor rushed out of the meeting for the interviews. We had invited candidates here who had traveled for a long distance. Some of them, the candidate who actually was selected traveled more than 2 hours to get here, each way. We could not, in good faith, just call the whole thing off. That's not responsible. I was really disturbed that you stormed out of here, Mayor. I didn't think it was appropriate behavior. I thought that it reflected poorly on our town. It was like a temper tantrum almost. That kind of behavior can't continue from anyone in a public forum. It's just not decorous. That's all I got to say.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If, I have not presented any request or anything like that. When the council is coming to share information, documentation, whatever, to the public citizens of the town, because in case you guys are not thinking, the state says they are interested in what the town wants and gets. And that's what that's why they table a bill. When you guys, you had a meeting today, did you, the council, get here just a few minutes early to go over what was going to go on in this meeting and to be sure that everything was uniform? Did you do that?
We're not allowed
That's my
to.
question. Okay, the next question. On this, what was it, the 17th, I think? The meeting,
The
the
12th,
interview meeting,
the 12th.
the meeting of the interview, the 12th. Did you say the night before you went over all of the questions? Okay, the night before,
No, the day of, they did the questions, they went over the questions.
I know they did it here, I was sitting here. I
Right.
sat here for 30 or 45 minutes, waiting for them to get questions together. In any unified meeting, those questions, when you walk in this door, the questions for those applicants or candidates or whatever they are sealed in an envelope. Every single member gets the same envelope handed out to them that morning with the same identical material in it in the same identical order. So there's nothing left for perspective. Did you guys do that?
We had it come from the League of Cities,
Okay,
brought us
I understand that. I understand that you had about 3
Yes.
or 4 sets of questions that you had to sit here in front of the public, in front of the citizens. You had to sit here and go to and try to figure out what questions are we gonna ask them.
because we had too many.
The young man told you
Yeah.
that every single applicant had to be asked the same question, the same number of questions.
And they
No
were.
different. Those questions should have already been established before the date of the meeting. Sealed in an envelope, put in some responsible person's hand, and if neither one of you were the responsible person, then you have a sheriff back here, a sheriff representative. Could have given it to the sheriff.
The only
Ask him
way,
to bring it in here, the date of the meeting, and hand it out. That way you won't have to worry about, well, I didn't have this in my packet, I didn't have that in my packet, and arguing like you're going on now. I don't know what the mayor has done, and I don't know what the mayor hasn't done. I don't know what either of you have done, and I don't know what either of you has not done. But I'm sure that that little halo that's over the mayor's head is not the only one. I'm sure there's some other little halos that need to be verified, but that's neither here nor there.
the Sunshine Law prevented the council people from going through the questions and deciding which ones to ask by themselves without doing it in front of the citizens. So there was no way for them to do that where they would be sealed somewhere, because it would have had to have been done out here in public, on video, live for everyone. So the only way for them to go through the questions together was to do it at a noticed meeting in front of the public. That's why it was done that way. The only thing that was asked was if they had suggestions to get them into me, just so that I could disseminate them at the meeting so they could decide. But they could not talk to each other about the questions beforehand.
Right, so was that explained to them prior to that meeting?
They know that, because the Sunshine Law is very
Can't say
clear.
what they know.
Well, they all have,
They may be supposed to know it,
well, they,
but to reiterate it and be sure that they know it when you go.
they
over
know
it
this.
Before the meeting.
Right.
You can't say what they know now.
Well, I can say what they've been told, I can tell you that they're not allowed to deliberate and discuss issues that they're gonna vote on.
I think she's asking why we didn't do a workshop beforehand, so we could just sit down with the questions. And that was a really good idea, and I'm kind of ashamed I didn't think of that. But that's a great
Mr.
idea.
Ryan had made a decision that we wasn't getting the questions until the day of the interview, the time of the interview. So if anybody had any preference for a candidate, we couldn't give them the heads up on the questions that was going to be asked.
They were secret.
That was the decision made by Mr. Ryan from Florida League of Cities. He told us that Tuesday when he came to the meeting, and he had the questions prepared for us that Thursday. Our attorney also had the questions, and if you looked at the questions, most of them were almost identical. They were just asked in different ways. The ones from the attorney was a little more elaborate than the ones from the Florida League of Cities, but they asked the same questions, which is why we went through and chose the ones in an open forum, so everybody would know the questions that we were asking the interviewees. And every person was asked the exact same question. Even when it came down to Mr. Udell's interview, where his time was up, when we were supposed to stop at a certain time, we had to allow him the extra time so he can be asked the exact same questions as everyone else. As a matter, we had gotten compliments about how we handled that meeting and the interviews. It was open, it was transparent, everyone knew. We discussed our points while we gave the points that we gave in an open forum. People was able to ask questions. The citizens gave their preferences and they rated them in the way that they thought they should be. We went by the person who had the highest point, not our preference. So those were the two that we chose as the town manager and the alternate. When the one that we chose did not accept because of the behaviors and things, then we went through the alternate, who had been watching the meetings for quite a while and went back to some of the previous meetings also before this council. So I feel like we did a great job in it. The confusion, I don't know where it came up, but to say that you looked at them, they were looked at the day before, when we looked at them 2 days before, any questions should have been handled that Tuesday night in that 4-hour meeting. And since they were not, it should have been a go from that Thursday.
Any more citizens have anything? Yes, sir.
I believe there's a motion on the floor to adjourn.
The motion had been made, yes, so go
I
ahead.
made it.
Oh, you did?
Somebody
You
second.
seconded?
I second.
Okay, the motion, it has been motion and second that we adjourn this meeting. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.